In second grade, my teacher Phoebe would sit us down in a classroom, and she would sit us down in a circle, and one kid would come to the middle with a big yellow ball, and another kid who had a birthday would hold a small blue ball and walk around in the circle. And we would sing to him a song called "The Earth Goes Around the Sun." And the thing that blows me away now is to think that as a child, I readily accepted that concept that the earth revolves around the sun. And I didn't ask all of the questions that that concept leads to, like, where did the sun come from? Where did the earth come from? How did we get here? And so I'm a little bit more equipped after following my curiosity to tell you how we got here. Astronomers look at stars and galaxies, and they found that faraway stars have a longer wavelength than stars that are closer to us because they are redshifted. This means that they are moving away from us. They're moving away from us in all directions, meaning that the universe is expanding. This redshift is one piece of the evidence for the Big Bang. Another piece of evidence is cosmic microwave background, which exists in seemingly empty spaces of sky. There is a small amount of microwave being emitted from those spaces all around us, and that microwave radiation corresponds to 2.7 degrees Kelvin. Because it is a consistent frequency, this energy must have arisen from a single event, and that could be the Big Bang. So these pieces of evidence and a few more pieces of evidence, along with the laws of physics and a few assumptions that seem to hold true, scientists have come up with a model of the Big Bang. And this model of the universe can be modeled at an earlier time. And if we trace back this model 13.7 billion years, we reach the beginning where there is no space and temperature is infinite. What? This is crazy. How can we have an infinite temperature and zero volume? This makes no sense. Is this the best you can come up with, scientists? Seems to be. Scientists are struggling to find what happens in those early fractions of a second after that point of singularity where everything exploded. In that first second, neutrons formed, and they quickly decayed to form protons and electrons and other elementary particles. Deuterium and hydrogen came together to form helium. This is a reaction that's continually ongoing. As these particles and nuclei expand, the temperature drops. And once the temperature drops to about 1 billion degrees Kelvin, easy to visualize, huh? Electrons are acquired by the nuclei, and atoms are formed. And these nuclei and atoms, they're not as influenced by the radiation and can interact better with each other. And as these atoms come together through gravity, they start to form stars and galaxies. In large stars, heavier atoms form, like carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. Iron is a particularly stable nuclei. Neutrons come together and add to nuclei, and beta decay converts the neutrons into protons and promotes that atom in the periodic table to the next element. About 5 billion years ago, the solar system forms and the Earth is created. The elements of the Earth are stratified, leaving us today with an iron-nickel core, solid core, surrounded by a liquid nickel outer core. Outside of that, we have a mineral silicate mantle and a sulfur-rich crust. The surface is where the most diversity exists. We have lighter elements such as hydrogen present. Importantly, we have carbon, which is the building block of all life. It's the raw material that we need. Carbon can create molecules that are complex, that have unique structures. Carbon with nitrogen and oxygen and hydrogen can make proteins And proteins can be catalysts, or they can be structural, or they can provide some sort of signaling activity. Urey Miller experiments showed that when prebiotic Earth was simulated, amino acids formed spontaneously, showing that these biological molecules can form when the right conditions are met, specifically conditions that were met in early Earth's history. So the next time you go around the sun, I hope you appreciate the diversity of elements we have on Earth and the relative tranquility we have in this universe full of extremes.